All right, let's get on to my topic. As you know, if you're listening to this, it's the week before Halloween. We were talking about some of our Halloween traditions earlier in the episode.
I mean,
if you want to,
this will come out the day before Halloween.
Exactly, but we're recording it the week before Halloween, so thank you, Mal. So,
You're welcome.
it's been a long day, people. So, I mean, Meta's saying earlier, him and some of his friends like to get together and watch a bunch of horror movies and stuff like that. So I figured we do a just discussion. Are some of your guys' favorite horror movies? Is there like one you have to watch every Halloween? Which one has scared you the most? If you've even been scared by one, what do you look for in them? What do you think about them? Just in general. Maybe you might not like horror movies, so I'll let you guys go, then I'll give you some of mine.
I gotta say right now, I'm generally not a big fan of horror movies, which is ironic considering that I love Halloween in of itself and scary, spooky.
Well, things include cheesy horror movies too.
Well, it's more like it's just more like, I mean, if you play cheesy ones, even then I'd be like, eh. I generally like any horror movie that takes either a comedy route to it, or puts a twist in it, like Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods is like one of the
Woods.
few exceptions to things that I really like.
Oh
well,
my
that's
god.
Pretty comedic.
Yeah,
it's very
that's
comedic.
Kind of, and then Shaun of the Dead, you would know that
Yeah,
one.
That's a classic.
I know that one. I like that one too. But again, it's because they all take a very comedic in a way, but huge twists on them. It's hard for me to even say Cabin in the Woods is comedy, except for the few moments where comedy does come into play. And
I'd consider it comedy.
It's satire, basically.
Yeah.
It's more satire, and I think that's really what I like about it is when they satire scary like horror movies and whatnot. That's what I really like.
The best part of Cabin in the Woods is, for me, is the opening, where it's just you don't like if you didn't know much about the movie, it's just like two guys in a factory at their day job just talking like, yeah, well,
Right.
we're gonna get off and do this, you in or whatever, and then just the screen goes boom, Cabin in the Woods. As they're driving on their little gator in their factory or whatever. I died laughing at that part. I was like, that is so perfect.
There's a lot of good stuff. But if I had to choose a favorite scary movie,
Troll 2.
Final Fantasy: The Spirits Within.
Oh man, that's that's horrifying. We're not talking about that. You're gonna give me nightmares just thinking about it. Truth be told, I've never sat down through that whole movie.
I watched that as a kid. That was a horrible movie.
Man.
That was horrific for its own reasons. Honestly, I don't think I have a favorite one. But if I had to choose ones that I liked, then definitely Shaun of the Dead or Cabin in the Woods.
Okay, I'll give you that. It counts. Even the satirical ones that poke fun.
The judges approve it. The judges approve it.
All right, what about you, Mel?
I was actually going to use those as part of it. 'Cause I don't do horror. I don't connect with horror.
Okay, well, let's go from this angle. What is it about horror that you guys kind of like puts it down on your totem pole as a lesser genre of movie?
Well, it's not even that. I just don't get it. There's a disconnect in my brain. I just don't feel like scared or anything or any of that.
Mal has you can't turn off your suspension of disbelief, basically.
I don't know. I just don't connect with scary stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
I think it's because Mao can't be scared. He's actually immune
to
fear effects.
Immune to fear,
I mean, I've
Does it?
I'm afraid of plenty of things in real life.
Does it exude from out?
Usually social interaction.
Yeah. Does it exude out from you in a 30-foot radius?
Mao's fearful of getting up in the morning and success. I don't think it's a lesser genre. The problem is that generally a lot of horror movies, at least as far as I've seen, require that the heroes or the heroines be idiots. And that's my problem, is that like it's never a person going like, oh no, this person's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre person. Whatever will we do? I could probably get the sharp weapon or a gun to shoot them, but by God, that would be stupid. And even if they do that, they generally don't follow with a double tap or, my God, take the weapon from them and then just like for realsies finish them off by lopping the head off. I mean, there's just so many things that you could do. And sometimes, and I'm not saying this is always the case, there are exceptions, but that's generally my biggest problem is that it generally requires that you.
It's the whole premise, I guess.
Yeah, the premise really requires that some people make dumb decisions in order for it to be more scary.
Okay. Yeah, I can. Hey, that's a lot of people's complaint. I mean, especially with slasher fix and stuff like that. Slasher is not generally like my. I don't. It's not my big. Like, I like the classic slasher films just because they're classics. Like the first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah.
First Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
That's generally what it is, but I do enjoy them for what they are. Like I love actually reading up. I'll generally this is what I do because I won't take the time to see it. I actually get legit angry when I watch movies. Lily can tell you all about that because when I watched Cabin in the Woods for the first half, she was like saying, "No, this is a really good movie. You need to see this. You like this movie." And I'm watching this first half of the movie, and I'm just like, "Liv, this is fucking stupid." I'm like, I don't understand why he's doing this. This is an idiotic thing. Why would he do this? Why would he not convince him? What the fuck?
And then you
Lily?
learn that's the point.
And then that was that. As I learned, that's the point of it all. And I was like, my mind was blown. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. But like the first half, I legit was getting angry. Lily was like, "Do you want to like pause it for a moment, take a breather,
Get outside, get some fresh air."
But I love going and at least reading up like the synopsises of them, or reading up like the actual when they write up the whole premise of the plot.
I have a friend who like actually can't deal with scary movies. I guess he's the opposite of me. He gets too scared. But he does enjoy going on Wikipedia and reading the summaries of them.
That's what I do. I actually enjoy loving reading them because I can't see them being stupid. I just know that like eventually it's like, oh, and then John gets killed by this fire car or whatever. I'm like, okay, John's dead. I'm like, okay, he gets murdered by a fire car. Sweet.
Yeah.
So like I'll do that. That's generally I can at least I can do that and I get to like read it up and I'm like, okay, that's pretty neat. And then if I really care, what I'll actually end up doing is I'll just go look up like all the cool scenes, like usually the characters getting killed or something.
Yeah.
Right at the moment of death when it gets really interactive. Like one of the most interesting ones I think I remember looking up was the not what was it? Final Destination. Some of the kills in that were very
ridiculous,
over the top, which I love, and then just all over the place creative. I was like, my god. I didn't know that guy could be tossed 70 feet into the air, then hit by an eagle, which carried him over to this nest that dropped him in, which is impaled on the top.
It's a Rube Goldberg machine of death.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what it is. It turns into a Rube Goldberg machine of death. That's absolutely perfect way to put it. I love that.
I thought some of you guys might. I'm just being a memer here, but I was like, someone's going to say The Happening, where Mark Wahlberg tries to talk a plant into not killing him and his friends.
Roll diplomacy to talk the plant down.
Oh my god! But not to get on What a Twist, guys thing or whatever. M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan.
People really like his earlier movies. And what's the new one supposed to be really good?
New one's supposed to be good, actually. But
is it the one with the grandparents and the kids?
Split. Yes, that's it.
I don't know what that is.
That's just the name of it. I don't know anything about it.
Oh yeah, he's got the.
What is his name? The guy was he young Xavier? Is that James
McAvoy
or something?
McElroy.
Did that movie do good?
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Like it. But
that's not. Oh, I guess it is.
Maybe I don't know.
It's suspenseful. I think. I don't know. Like, what are you defining as horror? I guess too.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. I mean, it's such a broad term now because. You have the classic horror movies like Hitchcock and stuff like that.
Right.
You have the slasher era. You have you're kind of like thriller where it's, I mean, there's not necessarily like a monster or people getting killed or anything. It's just very suspenseful. Some people might
your gore-fest.
Your gore-fest like Saw and Hostel and...
I think like in that regard, it's still within the horror genre. It's just that how it goes about it is very different.
His are almost more sci-fi.
It's definitely horror. I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, it is about inducing fear through some shape or form.
Even Alien,
suspense, tension. Yeah.
You guys like Alien?
Oh, actually, I do.
The first Alien. That's a horror movie, technically.
The only one I've seen is Alien vs. Predators.
Oh man, no. Predator's a horror movie too, technically. The first one. The second one's just a full-on comedy because Danny Glover.
The second one's awesome. What are you talking about?
I love the second one too, but it's not a horror movie.
The same way, end when he hands him the gun. Gosh damn.
In the same way, Nightmare on Elm Street 3: Dream Warriors is not a horror movie.
I did go down like a list of like someone's 100 best horror movies
Mhm.
and see if I liked any movies. And Zombieland was on it, so
Oh,
I
wow.
love that movie.
Zombieland's
I
great.
like
So
that
I
one
count
too.
that. That might be my favorite.
Mhm.
I also really like Evil Dead.
Oh, Evil Dead is
yes,
so good.
Evil Dead.
That's
I can't believe I
Not so
forgot
much
about
the
that.
first one,
Yeah.
but the second
Third
and
one.
third
Evil
one.
Dead
The
2
third
is one
one's
of my friend's
fantastic.
favorite movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Army of
Darkness is great as
is
well.
amazing. That's not even a horror.
That's like a comedy
glorious.
fantasy movie, basically.
Right.
That movie's amazing.
Also, I do like what's his name? Guillermo del Toro
Yeah.
stuff. Like Pan's Labyrinth is pretty cool.
Mhm.
But that's more just because he has a unique vision of things. that
Yeah.
It doesn't really come across in other stuff.
You're gonna get Norman Reedus, baby.
So,
So yeah, I like some of the old stuff and even like the classic slasher fix, like I was saying before. But I have like a big problem with modern horror, and I think a lot of people do because it's just so reliant on jump scares, and
Yeah.
I don't want to pay money to go get startled for an hour and a half and
Right.
feel like I have to plug up my ears for the entire movie because the theater is freaking loud as crap. No, the best horror movie, it's probably my favorite horror movie, and it's recent, and it came out not long ago, is The Witch. It's freaking
I don't
great.
think I've ever heard of it.
It has
I don't think I've heard of it.
zero jump scares. The Witch is basically a colonial era American family get they kind of leave their town. I can't remember if they get banished or they just decide to leave. I think they just decide to leave. And he's like, all right, we're going to have to go like survive on our own and make a farm. So the family builds a farm and they have a newborn baby. And an older sister is kind of supposed to watch over the baby and play with it. And so she's babysitting her younger brother and the kid gets kidnapped. And she's like playing peekaboo where you put your hands over your eyes and then do that. And she does it and then the baby's just gone. And they go out and try to look in the woods for it, and you eventually find out that there's a witch in the woods. And the witch isn't really that much in the movie, believe it or not. The movie is very much like suspenseful, atmospheric. It's lots of long panning shots, very like minimalistic soundtrack, where it just kind of lets you take in the atmosphere. They're in the colonial era of America, so it's like no fucking civilization anywhere, and you kind of just, because the kid's missing, you kind of watch the family like start to break down mentally, and it's just really, really, really good. I can't praise that movie enough. It might have been my favorite movie of last year, and it's definitely one of my favorite horror movies. It legitimately like scared me, whereas most horror movies just startle you, or they might have like one or two creepy things. It was very unsettling. So that's my vote, and it's something I'm going to watch this weekend.
No.
I have a friend who's awesome to watch horror movies with because he gets scared really easily by jump scares and stuff like that, or just creepy things in general. So, and he will go "Ee!" and stuff like that and make funny, hilarious noises. So, I didn't get to watch it with him the first time. I want to watch it with him.
Me and Tets used to watch. We did it a few times, I think, growing up. Kankurimbo. It's a hide and seek anime where children play hide and seek in this town and wearing fox masks, and it's like, it's got like demons and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's only like it's 25 minutes. I think it was like on Adult Swim or whatever for Halloween.
It sounds familiar. You know what, Mal? You should have said your favorite horror movie was Bloodborne.
It's not a movie.
I don't care. Whatever. Maybe I should have said horror piece of me. Because, man, Bloodborne's good. We talked about that last week a little bit.
Right.
I want to replay Bloodborne now.
You're just gonna talk about Bloodborne every week.
Bloodborne, it's the new Cattywampus.
Bloodborne is amazing, though.
It is.
It's understandable.
It is. Man, that game's freaking scary too. Like, there were parts where I got surprised. Like, I mean, because it obviously has like jump stuff where monsters come out and ambush you.
Stuff, yeah.
But just like
Soulsborne.
the atmosphere of that game was also very like creepy, especially when you start
So
getting into
good.
Cthulhu stuff.
So good.
When you see all the giant monsters all over the
Amygdala.
buildings, the amygdalas, because you're on the first part of the game, you're on the side of town where it's just like the gothic horror, and literally the other side that you just couldn't get to yet is all the freaking Cthulhu monsters.
Well, it's as the moon progresses.
Yeah.
They're basically there all along. Because if you get 40 insight, you can see the invisible monsters early in the game.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
You've been granted eyes.
Yeah.
Eyes.
Oh, I love that game so much. But
I gotta play that game.
I would not
too.
say I would not consider it scary because I just don't know.
You're just detached.
Right.
You're so detached, Mel. All right, everybody. This has been episode 30, Podcast of Five Rings, your source of enlightenment in the realm of video games, tabletop, anime, film, and tech. Each episode of Podcast of Five Rings releases Monday mornings on iTunes and SoundCloud. Now topic by topic, day by day on YouTube, with the full video releasing on Friday. Check us out on social media, Podcast 5R, Facebook, P5R Podcast. Meta and them been streaming. Check them out on twitch.tv/PSO Flow. What do you guys got on the plan coming up? Are you going to keep doing Fire Emblem Warriors? Or because you've beaten Tactics, you're through Fire Emblem Warriors unless you want to keep playing it.
Well, Saturday, unfortunately, this week we will not be streaming, but you won't know about that until after the fact. But the coming Wednesday, if you watch this on Monday, we'll actually potentially be playing Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, baby. I might watch you playing that.
I've been playing with our group, and unfortunately, we just haven't found a time. So one of them just eventually offered that he was like, we could just play when you stream. And I said, yeah, we could do that. And I mean, we have a lot of fun doing it, so. If you want to watch Divinity Original Sin 2, that's a great way to do it. We've got a murder hobo, a kleptomaniac death knight, a cowardly assassin, and one sane individual amongst us. So,
which one are you?
I'm the klepto death knight. I steal everything that's not bolted to the floor and that's worth money.
You should look up someone beating. Oh wait, you haven't actually beaten the first main boss. I was gonna say, someone beat the first main boss with by using every painting on the island and dropping it on them.
Oh my god!
That's amazing.
People have too much time on their hands.
We do. We're heroes on a budget. We will end up going around and stealing things from people, trying to metagame, not metagame like min-max our like profit to profit the sales margin. So,
oh my god,
it's honestly pretty fun. We just did a stream on Wednesday, so that was really kind of more of a test run through. Hopefully, the future stuff will be even better.
All right, check them out and check us out next week when you listen to us again. Maybe we'll even have an L5R preview for you as well. Oh, man. Something spooky and scary. Like a Manus Clan card. Oh my god! Happy Halloween, everybody. See you later. Bye.
Bye.